Now, the positives. All right, so should you be a doctor? Again, yes, absolutely. If that's what you want to do, why not? If you still want to be a doctor because you truly want to help others, then that's wonderful. Then you must absolutely go to medical school because you are the type of person that should become a doctor. Because despite all the stuff I've talked about, all the negative stuff, right? You still want to go to medical school, you still want to become a doctor because you really believe in helping others, you know? That's great. Then yes, become a doctor. And there is a lot of positives in becoming a doctor, right? And the more obvious ones are inner satisfaction, the job satisfaction when you're really helping someone, and more importantly, when you're helping someone and that someone is grateful for your help. And you can see it in their eyes. They don't even have to say, oh, thank you, doctor, no, but you know, the way, the interaction, I mean, that's wonderful. They just feel so, I mean, you know, it has happened many times that I'm not religious myself. I don't believe in religion. But it has happened many times that after treating a patient, and once the patient is getting better, and you know, the family would gather there and say a prayer. Or sometimes they will even bring in a religious person, depending on the religion that, you know, the patient is from. And that person with the family will then, you know, they will make like a circle around the bed and they will pray for the patient. And sometimes they would ask me to join in. Oh, doctor, could you please come? We're going to pray for you as well because, you know, through you, you know, God has acted into making our family member better. And, you know, I'll just join in just to please them. I mean, I don't believe in that personally, but, you know, it makes them feel better. It really makes them feel better and it means a lot to them. So I'll join in. And, you know, it's a good feeling, you know, to help somebody in distress and to see them getting better and to see the family and friends being so happy and so grateful for the return of good health. It makes you go home feeling good, you know. And I don't want people to think that I'm having a God complex or something like that. But at times, you know, when you do really good in the ER, you go home and, you know, you really feel like Superman. You feel, I don't know, you feel like I've done something special. This person was dying in front of my eyes and now I've decompressed his chest or her chest, or I've done this or this procedure and that person has survived. So sometimes, you know, you really feel like a superhero. I mean, that's true. You know, you don't have a God complex, of course, but you do feel like a superhero sometimes. You know, like you feel like, I don't know, I want to say closer to God, but I'm afraid it's not going to come out okay. So, I don't know. I just hope you understand. You cannot understand unless you're a doctor. But basically, you know, it's a great feeling. It's difficult to explain, but you know, it's a good feeling, you know. And you know, it's very humbling when you know that, you know, you can make a difference in people's life. It's a nice feeling. So yeah, this is one of the greatest positive, or maybe the greatest positive of being a doctor, you know. Helping people, helping them get better, treating them, you know, and seeing the reciprocity of your patient appreciating what you've done for them. It makes you feel so good. You know, you really feel good, you know, you go to sleep feeling really good. Like, this is nice. I'm so happy for them. So if I had to do it again and choose a profession, probably I would choose to be a doctor again. You know, yeah. And then, you know, there's also, you know, again, it's about your patient's interaction. There's something special. There's a special bond between you and your patients. when you're sitting with a patient, and it doesn't have to be a severe emergency, it could be anything, even just a normal consultation because a patient's got a sore throat, a tonsillitis, the tonsils are a little bit enlarged, swollen, painful, stuff like that. Just a simple interaction, history taking, discussing treatment, giving treatment, giving some advice, and then the patient asking you questions. A simple interaction, and then they feel better after listening to you. And if they had some fears, sometimes you're talking about something that's a bit scary, some patients have some diagnoses that are quite scary. And just to give them that comfort that you're gonna be all right. It's not a death sentence like you think it is, you just need to take care of yourself, do this, make these lifestyle modifications, and you'll be okay, Another very important positive is from a financial point of view. In a world where a lot of university graduates find themselves unemployed, as a medical doctor, you have guaranteed job security. You will never be unemployed as a doctor. There is no country in the world that has too many doctors. You can't go in a country, you can't be in a country as a doctor and you're looking for work and they tell you, no, sorry, we have too many doctors here and we don't need doctors. You will never find doctors who are unemployed because there's just too many doctors. So there's solid job security being a doctor, right? Now, in the event that in some time in the future, doctor's job were to become hard to get, let's say doctors are competing with AI and robots, and now for every job interview, they take the robots instead of you. Even in such a world, right, you would still have the option of opening your own practice. And that's the beauty of medicine as well, you can work in hospital, but you could also open your own practice and work independently, So you see, that's one of the positives, job security. You will never be unemployed. Another very important positive is that as a doctor, and that's really beautiful, as a doctor, you have choices, you have options. You can work almost anywhere in the world. If you like traveling, you could be a doctor on a cruise ship doctor. You're cruising around the world while practicing medicine. You love traveling, you love medicine, you're doing both, right? You could decide to just open your own practice, right? So you're setting up your own business, you're opening your own practice, and you're just seeing patients and making money. You love treating your patients, you love making money, you're doing both. You could work for the United Nations, the World Health Organization. You could work for oil rig companies. You could do, your options are limitless basically. And that flexibility is good. You have options, you have guaranteed employment, you can travel the world, you can branch off to many different fields that, might be of interest to you, So that's a great positive, Another very important positive for me is that, knowing your own body, and that's really great. And for me, that was always the most important thing. I always wanted to know my body better. And what you will quickly learn as a medical student is that the more you know about the human body, the more you realize that there's a lot you don't know. I want to end this video by telling you this. There is a lot of positives to being a doctor and a lot of negatives to being a doctor. In the end, it's up to you to decide what you want. But it must be your choice and not a choice made by peer pressure because your peers told you that it would be something nice, because that's something that your parents want you to do. It must be your decision. Cheers.